Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trece prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieteni, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Simpim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare, mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Ce nu știu ce să aleg. Dar ce nu te teme de moarte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-și viața. Pune doar ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, yeah. De alei, de alei, de alei, de alei. Dar ce alei, 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 alei.
Știi, avem o singură viață și
nu știu ce să aleg.
merită să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. One life, one life. One life, one life, one life. One life, one life, one life, one life. Learn it, love it, live it. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trece prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieteni, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Simpim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare, mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. De alei, de alei, de alei. Dar ce alei, 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 alei. moarte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune tot ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri,
Hi, and welcome everyone to another stream on this channel. Good evening, everyone. First of all, hopefully everyone is doing all right. And yeah, how are you first? Thanks a lot for joining the stream so early. Really appreciate the support. Tonight, we're going to try to preview Gameweek 16. My freight is active, so maybe we're going to discuss also a little bit about that. About how my draft is going to look like. But again, you're going to see my team selection probably tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, really good to see you here. Hopefully everything is working okay. Hopefully you can hear me right. Please let me know how was Gameweek 15 for you. And yeah, if you want to drop me your teams on Twitter, on X, on my socials, you have the link into my description. Feel free to do that. We can check some teams, we can rate some teams, and we're also going to discuss about what we know so far for Gameweek 16. If you have any questions regarding free wildcard or what to do with those 5 free transfers you just got into your bank, yeah, I'm here to discuss a little bit about that. We're going to wait and see if any more people are going to join the stream, and then we're going to start the stream by showing you my team. 7 people, thanks a lot for joining the stream, really appreciate it. If you're new on this channel, really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot for joining, and good to see you here. Yeah, also there are some games to be played tonight which are going to impact us in FPL. Obviously, teams like Arsenal, teams like Manchester City are going to play tonight, I think, in UEFA Champions League. So that's again going to impact us in FPL. So really interested to see how the lineups are going to be. And then, yeah, probably my free draft is going to have a better image of how of where I'm going to end up. So tonight we have Arsenal versus Club Brugge. Hopefully, again, hopefully for those of us who have a lot of Arsenal defenders, Arsenal players, or if you want to use your free to have a triple Arsenal, hopefully we're going to see some rotation in the Champions League. Real Madrid are going to play also against Manchester City. And yeah, that's pretty much with the Premier League teams. All right, I think that we're going to move to show you my team till we wait for more people to join. Yeah. So let me just show you how my team performed in Gameweek 15 before showing you my free team as it stands currently, because at the moment I'm pretty much all over the place with the free. There are a lot of possibilities to go through, and yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not locked in on whichever way I'm going to end up. So 56 points for me. I got a small green arrow, which is thankfully for Bruno Fernandes, who got an 18 pointer. Amazing, amazing. So yeah, pretty much Bruno Fernandes carried my team this week. And yeah, sadly for me, Munoz missed out this game. Now again, I think that the injury obviously is minor, and I think that he's going to be back for Manchester City. And yeah, but it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great to have Munoz to not play, and I just got Rodon 1 pointer. So yeah, it doesn't feel great. Hi Sam Maguire, thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really good to see you here. Good evening, mate. Hello, bro. What's your opinion on Harry Wilson as a 3-game punt? Yeah, a lot of people talked about Harry Wilson. Also, I talked about Harry Wilson in my videos. If you watched, also on a free, I think that he should be a consideration for the next 3 game weeks. Exactly as you said, I think that it's okay. I think that he's great. The fixtures are great for Fulham. The minutes are good at the moment for Harry Wilson. Now, again, could he be? I don't know. He's maybe not going to play 90 minutes in all of them. Let's be honest. But I think that as a short-term punt, yeah, I really like him. Then transferred to Dewsbury Hall. Yeah, so it makes perfectly sense. If you have a lot of transfers, like everyone has at the moment, we just got 5 free transfers, and if you want to make some early punts, short-term punts, I mean, then yeah, Harry Wilson makes a lot of sense for the next 3. Yeah, not too much to say about that. I really like Harry Wilson. I like him also on a free. If you want to include him, he's going to play against Burnley in Gameweek 16, and also the next 3 are pretty great. So again, he's the statistics for Harry Wilson. Just don't look at that. He's never going to have amazing statistics. He's scoring pretty much just bangers. So he can score outside of the box, and yeah, if you look at his goals, pretty much all of them are beautiful. Um, so yeah, he's never going to be an XG player. He's just a vibe player at the moment, I think. And yeah, nothing wrong with that. Obviously, the next 3 fixtures are great. I think that you should take the opportunity to buy him if you have the spare transfers. Again, if you I don't know, if you don't want him into your team long term and you don't want to take a punt on him this game week, that's also perfectly fine. It's not a must to buy Harry Wilson, but he's a nice differential for the next 3. And yeah, I thought that before he scored in game week 15. I had him on my free before he scored in game week 15, so I think that that says a lot. Also, guys, if you enjoyed this stream, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It would be really much appreciated, and it really means a lot. So this was my team in Game Week 15. Virgil van Dijk, of course, Liverpool conceded. Lacroix conceded against Fulham. Mateta blanked again. Thiago blanked. Erling Haaland blanked against Sunderland. So pretty much all my players, if you look at my team, blanked. But because of Foden, Njae, and Bruno Fernandes, I got a green arrow somehow. So yeah, really happy with that. After all, not really happy with Mateta, not really happy with Minte, obviously Virgil van Dijk. Erling Haaland, it doesn't really matter. If he score more goals, he doesn't really help my rank at all. So it doesn't really matter that he blanked. But yeah, doesn't feel great anyway. Now, Njae, probably this was the last game for him in my team. I'm going to sell him in game week 17. Now, if you watch my content, you know that in game week 16, I'm going to use my free. So my free is active because if you look at this team, I have triple Crystal Palace against Manchester City. I have Minte against Liverpool. I have I don't know, Alderete against Newcastle, Rodon with a bad fixture. Um, Also against Brentford, I think. Yeah, Virgil van Dijk against Brighton, and also I want to have 3 players from Arsenal on a free, especially in game week 16. I want to have 3 players from Arsenal, so it made a lot of sense for me to activate the chip this game week. So yeah. Now, I don't think that you're that much curious about how my team performing in Week 15, right? Then we're just going to move to show you how my team is looking at the moment for Game Week 16. Now, guys, bear in mind I didn't make all the transfers because players like Foden, Bruno Fernandes, these players are going up in price like crazy. So I'm trying to profit of that situation. Foden is not going to be, a lot of these players are not going to be on my free team, but I just wanted to keep them in case they are still going to rise more in price. And for someone like Foden, it's looking like he's going to rise in price another time till until game week 16. After that, I'm just going to sell him. So this is the way of me trying to get as much money as I can for game week 16, and then yeah, We're just going to make the moves. Now, players like Anderson, Raul Jimenez, Thiago, probably these players, Bukayo Saka, obviously, they are going to stay in my team, also on a free. But yeah, it's going to change a lot. I don't think that I'm going to have Raya on the free. I have him still in my team just because of that, because he rised in price, I think, again. So yeah, but I'm going to make a lot of changes to this team. If you guys also want to send me your team on Twitter, on X, whichever way you want, you can just write it in the chat. If you don't have an X profile, you can see the links into my description, into the description of the stream, to all my socials. So feel free to do that. And we're going to rate your team on a stream, on the stream. All right, so moving to, let me just, yeah. Let me show you how my team is more likely going to look like for Gameweek 16. Yeah, bear in mind I made a lot of transfers which are not going to show up here on the Fantasy Football Hub app, but yeah, I'm not going to have any Crystal Palace players. So let's say someone like Anderson here. Let's say Sanchez in defense. Let's add Timber. And let's say Lewis Kelly, although I'm definitely not 100% sure I'm going to go there, but if Calafiori is going to be out, it makes a lot of sense. So firstly, let me just show you the safe wildcard draft. Let's just say it like that. All right, so this would be the template, the safe draft, I would say, something like this. Now, not with Semenyo, Dango Utara would be starting. If you don't want to go really different on a free, I think that you could go something like this. Now, I don't think that I'm going to have all these players on my free. Hi, Biplop Tapa. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciate. Really good to see you here again. Thanks a lot, mate. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we were just discussing about how maybe I'm going to line up for Gameweek 16. As you may know, I'm using my free in Gameweek 16, and I wanted to show you guys. Hello, what's with the deadline? Lol. It's not a deadline. It's not a deadline. It's just a stream. It's just a stream. The deadline is going to be on Saturday, so don't worry, guys. This is not a deadline stream. This is just a preview stream where we can talk about pretty much anything you want. I can narrate to your teams. We can discuss about different topics we need to cover for Gameweek 16. So yeah, this is just a midweek stream, let's say, like the fixtures sometimes are. And hello, Lucas. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Now we were talking about the free team, and I wanted to show you first the safe free team. Let's say, yeah, no, this is not my latest draft. At the moment, I didn't transfer out all my normal team players like Foden because they are rising in price like crazy at the moment. So I want to try to maximize all the cash I can have for the free in Gameweek 16. But obviously, players like Foden are not going to be uh, probably on my free team. Hi, not Nepo. Hello, I'm also on my feed. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Thanks a lot. Yeah, so you're in the perfect place at the moment. We're going to discuss about how am I most likely to line up for Gaming 16. Now, obviously, I'm going to upload my team selection tomorrow, where we're going to have more information after Arsenal are going to play tonight, because I think that's going to impact us a lot to see how Arsenal are going to line up against Club Brugge. Um, no Villa players versus West Ham. We're going to get to that position. Don't worry. We're going to talk also about Villa players. For what's worth, I don't think that I'm going to have a lot of Aston Villa players on the fleet, but there's a way. There's a way to have some. I have a triple up on Villa on mine. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean the one on the screen. Oh, yeah. Sorry. um, yeah, I should stop the deadline. Sorry, guys, for that. um, So I would say, if you, I don't know, if you want to play it safe or something like that, if you don't want to go super different on your feet, something like this, it would be it. Now, again, here you can just buy someone like Poets or something like that, or even someone like, let's say, Dewsbury Hall, since he's so popular at the moment. So, again, if you want to go safe, Timber, Lewis Kelly. I mean, again, you could go for Hincapie. Let me just say it like that. If you want to go safe, probably go with the center back. Uh, Cucurella, Sanchez, Bruno Fernandes, and Belmo. Something like this would be my safe free draft. If you don't want to go super different, if you, I don't know, if you're in a position, if you're 5k in the world, if you're 10k in the world at the moment, this is your rank, then yeah, maybe it makes a lot of sense to not go against players like Foden, maybe like Haaland. Even here, you could go for someone like Foden, let's say. But yeah, probably you can't afford that. Let's I don't know, let's put here cash. Um, and Guyu. So yeah, if you want to go safe, probably this makes a lot of sense. Foden, Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, and Belmo, who are also, again, guys, these are still good players. Having two players from Arsenal is going to get you something if they are going to perform well against Wolverhampton. But again, it is a little bit more of a template for it, having Bruno Fernandes, Mbeumo. Again, although Mbeumo is a player who's sold by a lot of people. So again, interesting. Thiago, Haaland, their ownership is huge at the moment. So if you don't want to go against them, you could just go like this. Cash, Rogers, Watkins. Also, what do you think of Spurs versus Nottingham Forest? With Spurs, I don't think that. I think that we have a lot of options. On the field, we have a lot of good games to target. We have Chelsea, Arsenal, even Liverpool, Aston Villa, as you said, Brentford, uh, even Manchester United. We have a lot of good fixtures to target. And yeah, if you want to go for, I don't know, someone like Kudus, probably would be the only player I would consider on a free, but it's just not that interesting, I think. And also, the fixture is just not that amazing. I'm not sure if I would go for Spurs defender over an Aston Villa defender, Fulham defender, Chelsea defender, Arsenal defender. So definitely. And in defense, I would go just I would play a 3-4-3 formation or a 3-5-2 formation. I wouldn't go for five defenders or something like that, I think. So yeah, that's pretty much why I think that I probably would avoid, but let me just show you to have a better image. Now I'm going to show you some graphics from Rob the FPL from Twitter. If you want to follow him, he does these graphics which are here it's Gameweek 16, projected goals and clean sheet odds. Now, if you're looking to buy a frit, probably this is going to be really useful for you, but even not, even if you're not using any chips, this graphic probably is going to be a little bit useful to you because you can see the teams who are most likely to get a clean sheet. Now, obviously, no surprise here, Arsenal have an amazing chance of getting a clean sheet. That's why also I'm going to have two defenders from Arsenal probably on my fleet. Again, you can make a case to go for someone like Eze, to go for someone like even someone like Gyökeres or Trossard, but I just don't really trust the minutes. And I just think that going for double Arsenal defense makes more sense to me because there are other attacking players in other teams which can we target. So I would target for defenders Arsenal, Chelsea, Fulham, and pretty much that's it, I think. Pretty much that's it because Brentford, again, if you really want to target Brentford, that's perfectly fine. I just think that Fulham and Chelsea are a better defense than Brentford. A little bit. They have a slightly, I mean, not better fixtures because Chelsea are going to play against Everton and Brentford are going to play against Leeds, but I can see Leeds scoring in this game. So I wouldn't. Again, if you want to go for a Kelleher, if you want to go for a Collins, I think that's perfectly fine because Collins obviously has some attacking threat. He's good for defensive contributions, so it makes a lot of sense to have also Collins. But I would have two Arsenal defenders, and then I just need to choose one from Fulham and Chelsea, and obviously another one you need to choose a goalkeeper. So I don't think that I would go for Spurs. Also, as you can see here, they're going to play against Nottingham Forest. They are going to play away. I would try to back the teams who are playing at home mostly. Now, from this graphic, I think that Fulham maybe has have a better chance of keeping a clean sheet than Chelsea, slightly, but they are also playing away. And Burnley at home are a little bit a better team, I would say. But yeah, and also for the goals, Arsenal are also on the first place here, as you can see, because they play the best fixture you can get pretty much in this moment in time against Wolverhampton, or also at home, which is great. So someone like Bukayo Saka, probably if he's not going to get 90 minutes or something like that in the Champions League tonight, he's going to be my captain, and he would be probably the first name also on my fleet. So, targeting attackers, again, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Manchester City, Chelsea. With Chelsea, it is such a big shame because of Cole Palmer. Now, obviously, I'm going to wait to see what Maresca is going to say in the press conference because I really wanted to have Cole Palmer on this fleet, but if he's not going to be super positive or something that I'm just not sure if I can go there because I don't really want to risk Cole Palmer playing just 60 minutes, 50 minutes, or something that, or even worse, being on the bench. So that's a little bit of a risk there. But again, if you want to go super different, if you don't have a problem with that, I think that Cole Palmer is going to be a super differential at home also against Everton. So as I said before, Brentford, Fulham, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal. Probably from these teams, I would target to have. Players on my fleet. Safest draft you were talking about. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to also make a draft for those people who I don't know want to go more safe. I would say. Um on my personal fleet, and I'm not going to recommend to anyone to do that. I'm thinking about going without Haaland. The only problem with that is we don't have good options to spend the money elsewhere. That's the problem because Mohamed Salah probably is not going to play against Brighton. Cole Palmer probably is not going to get good minutes. Uh, Someone like Wirtz, not a lot of people are interested in that. So that's the problem. You have the money, and if you have the money, it makes a lot of sense to go for Haaland. And I think that this would be the something of a draft I would recommend to people to have. Now, if you don't want to go for Foden, you can go for Raul Jimenez. That's perfectly fine. But uh, probably this is the safest free, I would say, with Foden, Haaland, Thiago. You have some players who have huge ownerships, like Foden, Haaland, Thiago, and Mbeumo, and pretty middle ownerships, Bukayo Saka, Bruno Fernandes, and also Timber with high ownership. Now, if you don't want to go for Sanchez, you could go for Leno from Fulham. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think that this is a good draft. United are playing at home against Bournemouth, which is again not the best fixture. It's not Wolverhampton. I don't think that we should be expecting United to score, I don't know, loads of goals in this fixture. But yeah, I don't understand why United are so high in the charts. Bournemouth seems to be not a great fixture. The thing is, Bournemouth in the last few game weeks conceded a lot of goals. Now, excluding the game against Chelsea, yeah, that's the thing. On my fleet, maybe I'm going to have Bruno Fernandes, but I'm not going to have two attackers from Man United. Again, they United are a team which this season they created they are on top there with the other teams talking about chances created. So they are creating a lot of chances. They missed also a lot. So they are also at home. Bournemouth are not in the best form, I would say, at the moment. But still, I think that this is not such a great fixture for Man United. And they are a really unpredictable team, I would say. They lost when they played against 10-man Everton at home, I think, 0-1. And they I don't know, won against away to Crystal Palace. So they are really unpredictable at the moment. Yeah, best 4 million defender. Hi, Alifa Hamed. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Uh, yeah, best 4 million defender. Probably Esteve. Uh, just a second to see here. So for this gaming, for gaming 16, probably it's Esteve, I would say. Yeah. Esteve from Burnley, he's 3.9. Probably he's the best one. Now, if you want a defender long term, maybe Alderete could be better, but the fixtures are not great for any of them at the moment. So, yeah, I would be looking for uh, Esteve, Alderete, and Goodmanson. These are pretty much the defenders who are under 4 millions. Reynildo, again, I'm not sure how bad is his injury. But he could also be okay at 4 million. So I would say Esteve, but it really depends. Um, I think with Palmer probably was rested against Inter. No, I still have him in. Sorry, Atalanta. Yeah, I mean, Maresca said that it was all his plan about Palmer's rehab, and that usually would be good news for us. But yeah, I just wanted to have one more fixture with Cole Palmer to see him playing at least 70 minutes or something like that before taking a punt on him on a free. But let me just show you how I would like to go. Let's just pretend Palmer is going to be all right to play. I would love to include him. If Maresca is going to be super positive, then maybe I'm going to go there. But if not, yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm going to go with Timber and Lewis Kelly. Now, if someone like Saliba is still out and it's looking like Timber is going to play as a center back, maybe I'm going to go White instead of Timber, because in this fixture, especially on a free, I want to target the fullbacks. I want to target the fullbacks again. How the game is going on at the moment, the center backs are pretty much scoring more points than the fullbacks. But in one fixture against Wolverhampton at home, I really want to have someone like Timber, someone like Ben White, someone like Lewis Kelly, then having someone like Hincapie. Now, yeah, hopefully you can get my idea here. Foden would not be on my free, I think. I think we should go little more differential in free. Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to show you a super differential free. Biplov Tapa. What are we thinking about Fulham attackers? Raul Jimenez, Wilson, the best options probably from Fulham. I'm not sure how many of them I have because, again, someone like Thiago and Dango Utara are pretty much locked into my fleet, and although their ownership is huge at the moment, someone like Thiago versus someone like Raul Jimenez is really close, and he's playing at home. Thiago, pretty much that's it for me. I think that he's a better pick slightly against Leeds at home. I think that both of them are great. You can't really guess which one of them is going to score more goals. They are almost the same price. They are both on penalties. Uh, Raul Jimenez minutes probably are going to be great until Rodrigo Muniz is going to be available. So yeah, Chukwueze also, yeah, a nice option. He's going to go to AFCON after Gameweek 16. Looks really exciting from the Fulham matches I watched recently. Yeah, he looks really exciting. Now I'm not sure how more likely he is to score goals because he's a really exciting player. Yeah. Lemoni Lowy, is Chukwueze going to AFCON? I think that yes. Yeah. Please correct me, guys, if I'm wrong, but I think that he's going to go to AFCON after Gameweek 16. And Harry Wilson's minutes probably are going to be okay for the next three if you want to take a short-term punt if you're not using the frit. So yeah, on a frit. Now don't don't hate me, guys. I'm just going to show you um, the last frit I'm thinking about. Hi, Mr. Tactics. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Which team do you support? I support Liverpool FC. Uh, and yeah, it was a really interesting season, to be honest. Thanks a lot for joining the stream and for the questions. I currently have Raul and Dango just because I want to spread the risk with attackers between more clubs. Now, on a free, to be honest with you, not Nepo, it makes a lot of sense to target more players from the same team because that's pretty much going for the upside. Now, obviously, if you want to spread the risk, if you don't want to go super risky, then it makes a lot of sense. Other than that, if you want to go double Chelsea defense, really good. If you want to go double Fulham defense, perfectly fine. I think that this is where I'm currently at the moment. I'm not so sure if I want to go for Chelsea defense or for Fulham defense because I think that they are really close. Only thing is backing against Thiago ownership is scary. Yeah, and Brentford are getting penalties every game, so it is a little bit scary. Now let me show you scary. Going without Erling Haaland, yes, I'm thinking about that. Again, obviously, when I plan to use my free in Gameweek 16, the point was to go against Haaland. That was the point of the free because they're going to play against Crystal Palace away, which I think that is not going to be such an easy fixture for Foden, for Haaland, for Manchester City in general. So this was the main goal for me to go against Man City players. Now the problem right now is that someone like Mohamed Salah is having a beef with Arne Slot, and I can't include him here. Someone like Palmer is not super 100% fit available. Someone like Isak Ekitike, Wirtz, all these expensive players are not amazing at the moment, so that's the only problem. You don't have a lot of good alternatives to Erling Haaland. You don't really have you don't really know what to do with the money, honestly. So I could go for Raul Jimenez and Thiago, but if I have the money to go for someone like Haaland, why go for someone like Raul Jimenez? Um, only thing now, going against Erling Haaland definitely is not for everyone. I don't think that I'm not going to recommend to anyone to do that. If I'm going to end up doing this, it is a little bit scary. I'm not going to lie. It is a little bit scary going against that ownership. Now, I'm not going to captain Erling Haaland anyway. Anyway, I'm not going to captain Haaland. So why not just go without him, right? This is a game week where obviously Erling Haaland could blank. Uh, Again, he could Erling Haaland score 2 goals against Crystal Palace away? Yeah, of course he can, but I want to try to back against him. And yeah, you're mentioning Watkins. Yeah, again, he's an option. He's an option definitely. I just wanted to talk about the strikers at the moment. So we have Mateta, who I'm not going to go. We have Bowen, who I don't want. Voldemort, who I'm not going to go. So Raul Jimenez, Watkins. Now, if we look at Watkins, let me just move here. The only problem with Watkins, I think that he's going to start for what's worth, and he scored decent goals against Brighton. He played 65 minutes against Arsenal, which fair enough, it's Arsenal. They wanted to change maybe something. Brighton away in Game Week 14 he played 85. In Game Week 13 he played 36, 67, 80, 74. So he's not getting 90 minutes in any gaming. That's what, I don't know, puts me off a little bit about Watkins. That's the only problem. Other than that, I think that he's going to start, and I think that this is a good fixture. West Ham on the other side, I think that they are improving slowly. They are getting better, but definitely Watkins, he is one to look at. Now, I'm going to race you. Why not Alexander Isak? Why not going for someone like Ekitike? Now, the fixture definitely is better for Watkins. I get you, I think, West Ham away, but Brighton at home is just not such a bad fixture. I think for Liverpool, they're also playing at home. They played okay against Inter. They didn't create a lot of chances, but the thing is, uh, Gakpo is injured at the moment. Mohamed Salah is not looking like he's going to be involved in that game against Brighton, and they pretty much are forced to play with both Ekitike and Alexander Isak. So I don't know. On a free for Game 16 only, going for a super differential striker like Alexander Isak. I know that he has a lot of money, but he's not going to be in my team from Game 17 onwards. So why not just take a punt on someone like Ekitike, someone like Isak? Could he match or outscore someone like Erling Haaland uh, this game week, just for one game week in Game Week 16? I think that he can. Now, again, the form of Liverpool is not great. I get you. Liverpool are horrible this season. They are not. Alexander Isak is just not in form at the moment. So it makes probably more sense to just go for someone like Ekitike if you want to go for a Liverpool striker. Ekitike played 90 minutes last night against Inter. Alexander Isak just 60 something. Hi, Mr. F. Dots. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Really appreciate the support. Also, guys, what I want to mention now that we have 9 people, close to 10 people on the live stream, thanks a lot for. I'm not sure if you saw my latest post. Thanks a lot for your incredible support from when I started making FPL content again. We have memberships now on the channel. Again, as you're going to see in my latest post, all my content is free. You don't need to pay anything to have my content. It's always is going to be free, but if you want to support the channel even more, to help me create better content and be a member, again, if you want to have some emojis and some badges in the live stream, then yeah, the memberships are active from today, and I just wanted to thank you for making that possible. So thanks a lot. I got Chukwueze for this Burnley game. Good luck to you, Mr. F. Dots. I think that that's a great differential. I think backing against Haaland with the Liverpool player is way too risky. Yeah, yeah. I definitely am not saying that's not risky, but um, I think that Liverpool are just. I don't know. I think that the people are making it. Uh, the perception of everyone is that Liverpool are such a bad team, and I just don't think that they are that bad. Someone like Ekitike is also playing great. So yeah, but I agree it is a huge risk. But again, someone like Watkins is again a risk. He blanked pretty much all the games this season, besides in Gaming 13, I think, when he scored 2 goals. His minutes are not secured either, just like Ekitike, just like Alexander Isak. He's not on penalties, I think, for Aston Villa. Bro, I have sent my team in your message. Please, could you see it? Yeah, of course. Liverpool performances are very unpredictable. Yeah, I agree with you. But in just one game week, why not just back for Liverpool? Like, how can they beat Real Madrid, then get trashed by PSV and Forest? Yeah, Liverpool won against Arsenal, Real Madrid, and Inter Milano without conceding any goals, and they lost to PSV, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, and they conceded 10 goals or something like that in those 3 games. So yeah, I agree, they are really unpredictable this season. Now, without Mohamed Salah or not, I think that they are closely getting better, defending wise, at least. I'm also Liverpool fan, by the way. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But again, I'm not saying that I'm going to go with this. But yeah, someone like Wirtz also could be on a free. Um, and if you want to go super duper, you could go for triple Liverpool attack. Now, again, this is probably just for those who really want to go for it, or again, just go for someone like Watkins. Now, probably you need to find out some money here to do that. Uh, but you can have something like this if you want to back against Manchester City, right? Again, I'm not recommending anyone to play like this. Yeah, probably not, right? Probably not, because yeah, it's crazy how much money you can have in your team, obviously, with without Erling Haaland. Um, Crazy. But as I said before, if you look at the odds a little bit, Liverpool are predicted to score the most goals in Gameweek 16 after Arsenal. So definitely, uh, if someone like Gakpo was not injured, probably I would have just gone for him on a free. Honestly, I would just go for someone like Gakpo on a free. But now that he's injured, I'm tempted to I'm tempted to go for um, tempted to go for at least one Liverpool player, but I'm not sure who that's going to be. Wirtz might play left winger again. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. They could play Gravenberg, McAllister, Soboslai in midfield. Bradley probably is going to play as a right back. Uh, and they could play Wirtz, Alexander Isak, and Ekitike. But yeah, they have to play pretty much Ekitike and Isak. They are pretty much forced to play with two strikers. And even if Wirtz is going to play as a left winger, that's not the end of the world. Again, we're backing against uh, could someone like I know that nobody is going to want to hear that, right? But could someone like Florian Wirtz outscore Phil Foden in Game Week 16? Of course, that could happen. Is that going to happen? Probably not, but it could happen. And I think that it would be not such out of the question for that to happen. So again, I'm not trying to convince anyone to go super different, but yeah. So now, again, here talking about if someone like Palmer is going to be an okay pick, we just don't know yet. I'm going to wait to see how Arsenal are going to line up to see which players from Arsenal I'm going to put on my free. But yeah, if we look at midfielders who are available for selection, let's say for Gaming 16, Bruno Fernandes, Bukayo Saka, Foden, Cunha. Would I? Yeah, I just don't want to go for someone like Cunha. I just don't think that he's. I think that he's a little bit of a risky pick. For what's worth, I think that he's going to play. But Bournemouth, I just don't see that as such an easy fixture for Man United, honestly. So yeah, Semenyo against Man United away. Yeah, I'm not going to buy him on a free. Rice, again, it's not the type of player I would go for on a free. He's just not exciting enough. I think that he's great if you want to buy Declan Rice long term. I think that he's a great pick, but on a free, not for me. Trossard could be an amazing differential if he's fit to play. Let's see. But again, you can't guarantee the minutes for Trossard. Soboslai, if you want to go for Liverpool player, probably Soboslai is the best option you can have. But Yeah. Odegaard, probably not. Bruno Guimaraes, probably not. Kudus against Nottingham Forest away could be an option. Rogers again. Rogers against West Ham away. Yeah, I need to take him into consideration. I need to take Aston Villa players into consideration because they are a good side. They are they have a decent chance of keeping a clean sheet, 31%. But someone like Rogers is just not. I don't know. His stats this season weren't great. He just scored 2 goals, I think, in one game, and one was a free kick. So yeah, I'm just not sure. You could go for someone like Enzo. You could go for someone like Neto on a free hit again if you trust the minutes. But other than that, you're not going to go for Minte, Everton players, Crystal Palace players. Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with the midfielders. If you look at the strikers, who are predicted to score the most points now, someone like Isak is here because again, with Isak, uh, probably Mohamed Salah is not going to be involved, right, against Brighton. I know that Soboslai took a penalty last night against Inter, but I still think that someone like Alexander Isak has a really great chance of being on penalties for Liverpool. So probably that's what it makes him his predicted points for Gameweek 16 look that good, better than someone like Raul Jimenez. So yeah, I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I'm not sure if I'm going to go like this, but if I'm going to go without Erling Haaland, I need to spend the money elsewhere, right? So yeah, someone like Wirtz also. I like how he played in the last 3, 4 game weeks. I think that he's getting better, and I think that he's getting also into better positions. Uh, so yeah, the most difficult part, I think that it is on defense. Now again, if you're going to go for double Arsenal defense, it's not that difficult to pick two, but it's difficult to pick your goalkeeper and your second defender. If you're going with the three at the back formation, you think Isak is on pens? I would say so. Now again, I wouldn't be super surprised if someone like Soboslai is still going to take penalties without Mohamed Salah. I think that his record is amazing. I think that he missed just one penalty in his entire career or something like that. But also Alexander Isak, a number 9, a goal scorer. They bought him in for 150 million pounds plus. Uh, I think that there's a good chance Alexander Isak could be on penalties. If not for his technique, I think that uh, if not because he's better at penalties than Soboslai, I don't think that he's better than Soboslai for what's worth, but a little bit to boost his morale, maybe. He's 21 on pens. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. And Alexander Isak missed 5 or 6, something like that. So again, I'm not arguing here. I think that Soboslai has a better technique. I think that he's a better penalty taker. But I think that there's a good chance Alexander Isak purely because he's a number 9 and it would help him a little bit to get some goals. Let me just say it like that. He could be on penalties, but again, we need to see what's going to happen. Yeah. MD Sakil Bahasan, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for waiting. Sorry, I forgot about I forgot about your team. Just keep reminding me if you see that I'm not responding because yeah. Yeah, I don't see. Okay. So this is your free team. Yeah, we were just talking about the free team. Um, Timber, Lewis Kelly, James Sanchez Palmer, Iwobi. Personally, I think that I would go for Harry Wilson instead of Iwobi. I think that he's a more exciting player to have on a free hit. But again, it all depends to you how you feeling. If you think that Iwobi is going to score more points than Harry Wilson in Gameweek 16, yeah, just go for him. Roger, Saka, Thiago, Raul, Haaland, perfectly decent free squad. I don't think that I would be 100% sure on Reece James because we saw him being benched in other game weeks. Maybe I would go for Cucurella instead for more safety, but again, any Chelsea defender could be rotated at some point. But yeah, they played yesterday. Maybe they have enough time to recover, and I'm still expecting Reece James to start. And I think that he's a fun pick on a free. Rogers again. If you don't want to go for Bruno Fernandes, if you don't want to go for Mbeumo, then he's okay also. But I just don't really like the numbers for Morgan Rogers this season. That's why I don't consider him that much on a free. But fair enough, he looks great. Uh, yeah. Other than that, I think that I would go for Dango Utara on a free, honestly, because he's going to be a super differential. Even instead of Iwobi, I think that I would go for Dango Utara from Brentford. So again, it with this free in Gaming 16, it's really difficult to make one because you have a lot of different combinations and permutations. You can go so many different ways. You can go for Chelsea defenders, Arsenal defenders, Aston Villa defenders. You just need to go with which team do you trust the most to keep a clean sheet, right? Or in case if you think that someone like Matty Cash, someone like Reece James are going to get good attacking returns, then just go for them. If you want to go safe, just pick someone like Anderson, who's good for defensive contributions, and he's playing against Burnley, so good chance of a clean sheet. Other than that, yeah, we're going to discuss also about this team, which is also, I'm discussing about my free team, probably too much, and sorry about that, guys. But I'm really all over the place with the free. I have looked at the underlying stats of the Fulham midfielders for a very long time. Iwobi is definitely not worth it. Yeah, I agree with you. Not Nepo. Iwobi is not the player who's going to. He's never going to have amazing stats. Let's be honest, but he's usually popping up with some goals. Uh, and yeah, those goals are low XG chances usually. But again, I think that he could get maybe defensive contributions in some games, but he's not for me. He's not for me a pick who I would be really happy to have on a free. The same as Declan Rice. So Declan Rice, he's on set pieces, decent for defensive contributions, but I just don't want to go for him on a free. I think that it makes no sense. Where I could just go for someone like Dango Utara, who I think that has more upside than someone like Declan Rice. Um, so yeah. So again, I'm going to think until the deadline. It makes not a lot of sense to. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to have both Ekitike, Alexander Isak on a free. It is risky. Again, you can have someone like Watkins here uh, and play something like this. I still have money in the bank and I have Florian Wirtz on my bench. So again, you can make a lot of things if you're not going to go against Erling Haaland. I don't recommend to anyone to go against Erling Haaland if you're not prepared to do that, and if you don't want to go super differential, he's still a decent pick. Now again, the fixture is not great against Crystal Palace away, but he could totally do damage. And if Haaland is going to get, I don't know, 2 goals, he's going to be probably still the most captain player in Gaming 16 anyway. So he's going to damage your rank really, 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 really bad if you're going to go without him. But again, this is something you could do. If you don't want to go for double Burnley defense, here you can have someone like Cucurella, someone like Sanchez in goal. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, I'm going to post tomorrow, I think, my team selection, where hopefully I'm going to be, I don't know, at least 80% sure that's going to be my team for for this gaming. But yeah, I'm honestly, I don't think that I'm going to be sure tomorrow how I'm going to line up for gaming 16. Now, if we move again to Rob TFPL, uh, yeah, for those people who are not on Frit and who want to target some players for the next few fixtures. Projected goals from Gameweek 16 to 21, clean sheet odds, the same amount of time. Arsenal, it is a good time to jump on Arsenal players, especially everyone now has 5 free transfers. So use some of them to buy some Arsenal players. I would say with Man City, again, I don't think that this is the best time to jump on Man City players. I think that you should look to buy some Man City players, players like O'Reilly, players like Foden from Gameweek 17 onwards. Now, if you bought Foden early, you're just happy, right? He's rising in price every night, and just that's just crazy. But that's another topic. I don't think that this fixture is the best entry point for Foden. Brentford players, Thiago, Collins, Van de Beek, Kelleher, all good buys for this gaming. Liverpool, probably just Soboslai. I would say just wait a little bit more to see if someone like Alexander Isak, someone like Ekitike are going to become better options in the future. But at the moment, if you want to buy someone like Soboslai, I think that he's looking great. He's playing 90 minutes every gaming, and around Christmas, that's going to be really helpful for you. With Palmer, I don't think that I would buy him. I think that I would just avoid him if you're not using any chips. And as I said before, Harry Wilson, Raul Jimenez, short-term punts if you want to go there. Someone like Otara for just gaming 16. These are good punts. Talking about projected goals, Arsenal, I don't think that I would sell Saka to Rice or something that I think that a lot of people are thinking about it, and a lot of people probably done that to free up some cash. And again, if that's going to help you upgrade elsewhere, that's perfectly fine, I think. From Liverpool again, Gakpo is injured, Salah is not playing. Probably just Soboslai, I would be really 100% sure to bring in. From Man United, again, Bruno Fernandes, if you want to buy him, I think that he's going to be great for the next 5 to 6 gaming. Something that Brian Mbeumo is still a decent hold for gaming 16. Semenyo, I think that if I had Semenyo right into my team, into my normal team, probably I would just keep for the next 3. I think that they are decent. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you have someone like Voldemort, probably you just keep him. Gordon, Barnes, these players probably just keep. Um, so yeah, that was a little bit of a preview for Gaming 16. Yeah, we looked into those. So again, if anyone didn't saw this graph, maybe it's going to help you a little bit to line up your team for gaming 16, or if you're freeting, if you're wildcarding. Again, it makes a lot of sense. Everybody knows to have 3 players from Arsenal if you can against Wolverhampton at home, probably the best fixture at this moment in time. You can have this season. If you have Liverpool players, Van Dijk, I would keep him. Gakpo is a sell. Ekitike, Isak, I would be tempted to just keep them if you have them into your team. Man City players, Foden, Haaland, O'Reilly, probably the best trio. From Man United, I think that I would buy just Bruno Fernandes if you want to buy one of them. Bill obviously is going to go to AFCON from next game week onwards. So yeah, that's pretty much for Gaming 16. Now, guys, if you have any more questions, if you want me to rate your teams, yeah, feel free to ask any more questions. And yeah, we can discuss also about other things if you want. We can discuss about how Liverpool lined up yesterday, but I just don't think that's going to be such a big interest for a lot of people, since again, Liverpool players probably are not so exciting pickups, let's say, for this gaming. Yeah, Fulham defenders, Anderson, if you want to go there. I think that the next few fixtures are great for Fulham, but we talked about that. So yeah. Mateta, again, I didn't talk too much about him. Probably this is the best opportunity for you to sell Mateta playing against Man City. Again, if you want to still keep Mateta, I don't think that he's the worst striker. Rice, for what's worth, guys, if you missed the news, he missed. He's not going to play tonight for Arsenal, but because of illness. Probably, I'm really sure he's going to play against Wolverhampton, so don't worry about Rice if you have him into your team. Um, Other than that, yeah, let's just look here. This is Fantasy Football Hub. Also, guys, you have the link into the description of this live if you want to play with this site. This is where I'm taking also my statistics you see on my videos. Now, let's see um, the AI free team they are making. So Sanchez, Timber, Incapie, Chaloba. Fair enough. Pretty decent backline there. Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Mbeumo, Soboslai, Haaland, Raul Jimenez, Thiago. Yeah, to be honest with you, this is a really strong free draft, I would say. You also have Erling Haaland, so it's safe. You have some differentials. For what's worth, I think that I would have Dango Utara instead of Soboslai. But yeah, and maybe someone like Cucurella instead of Chaloba, but this is a really decent decent free draft from them. Now let's look at some points predictions for Gameweek 16. So let's see the goalkeepers, right? Raya Sanchez, Alison Becker, Kelleher. Again, Chelsea are they are the second team who are most likely to keep a clean sheet. Again, it's against Everton. I'm not 100% sure. Um, Chelsea are going to keep a clean sheet, but they are playing at home, so it is a nice fixture for them. Um, yeah, Kelleher here. Uh, yeah, I'm not really sure I agree with this prediction with Leno being under Ramsdale and Kelleher and even Alison Becker. But yeah, if we look at defenders, Timber, Incapie, Chaloba, Cucurella, Konate. Really interesting here. Virgil van Dijk. Again, I would not go for any Liverpool defenders on a free for what's worth. I think that they could easily keep a clean sheet, right? Against Brighton at home. It is a possibility, but I would just try to um, catch the upside with some Brentford, Fulham, Aston Villa defenders, Chelsea defenders. Um, yeah, so we talked pretty much about all these uh, players. Oh, remember, I was the one who was asking about the Bruno captain last week. Uh, Last week, I mean this week, when he scored 18 points. Um, yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. If you didn't captain Bruno because of me, yeah, I'm really sorry, honestly, about that. But yeah, you convinced me to switch back to Haaland. Unfortunately, yeah, it feels bad. It feels bad, right? Uh, a lot of people captain Bruno Fernandes against West Ham, and Haaland smashed it against Fulham away, and he blanked against Sunderland. So again, it is just really unlucky. It is just really unlucky. I'm sorry again. Anyone who asked me last week, maybe I should have thought a little bit better, honestly, for that captaincy decision because Bruno Fernandes was playing against Man United. Sorry, Bruno Fernandes was playing against Wolverhampton, but I just honestly didn't see Wolverhampton being such a bad team, and they were horrible against Man United, to be honest. And yeah, to be honest, Bruno Fernandes scored the penalty. So again, these things could happen in any given game week. Haaland could have got the penalty. Yeah, when he scored 18, still fine though. I still got 69 points. Yeah, obviously, it obviously helped also me, also you, that Bruno Fernandes scored big points. But yeah, it would have been amazing for you to go with that captaincy. I just knew Wolves is just really, really bad. Fair enough, fair enough. Next time, not Nepo, just don't listen to me. Just go with your gut feeling. Again, I'm sorry for I don't know, convincing you. This is not, again, I'm not here to try to convince anyone to pick that player, captain that player. I'm just here to give my opinion. Anyone who asked me probably last week, which player do you think is going to be the best for the captaincy? Yeah, 100% it would be Haaland. That would be my answer to anyone. So I also captain Haaland myself. So you know that they might even get the double relegation like Luton. Yeah. So again, sorry about that. Hopefully Haaland is going to blank against Crystal Palace. At least this gaming where a lot of people probably are going to go against him. But yeah, it would be totally FPL for Haaland to score a hat trick against Crystal Palace away when everyone is going to captain Bukayo Saka and Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, Bruno Fernandes is just not a player I'm super exciting and super sure I'm going to captain because he plays a much more deeper role. Yeah, he's amazing as a player to have into your squad because he's good for defensive contributions, he's good for assists, he's on penalties. So at some point, obviously these teams are going to get penalties, but you can never be sure when that's going to happen. And we saw Bruno Fernandes not holding right this season. I think that this is the biggest hole for him this season. We saw him missing two penalties, scoring negative points. Again, it could have been one of those weeks. If he missed that penalty, it wouldn't feel that bad. But yeah, it is what it is. I much again, even if someone is going to ask me uh, this game week to captain a player, I'm going to say Erling Haaland or Bukayo Saka instead of Bruno Fernandes. So even now, if you're going to ask me, I just think that Erling Haaland is a better captain than Bruno Fernandes in Game Week 16. So yeah. Talking about midfielders, again, we don't have a lot of options. We don't have a lot of options, and I'm really annoyed about that because if we want to go against Erling Haaland, obviously it made a lot of sense. If someone like Palmer was fit, if someone like Mohamed Salah was fit, I would be easily just going for Mohamed Salah against Brighton at home. That was the strategy, but again, we can't go really with that right now, can we? Um, so yeah, let's see how many players can I afford. I have 9.5 millions in the bank with this team. Crazy. Crazy. I wish I could play 12 players because I have a lot of money. Hi, Radim Brown. Thanks a lot for joining. Hey man, love the content. Thoughts on Raul on a free? I'm going without Haaland just for fun. Yeah, we were just talking about. I think that this all this live stream I just talked about how I'm thinking about going on a free again is and also I'm not recommending to anyone to go without Erling Haaland. I'm tempted to do it myself, as you can see right now. I'm trying to make a draft. So the only options, Raul currently is in my free team. Now again, if you want to go for someone like Ekitike, Alexander Isak, Watkins, probably these are the best bets if you want to spend your money, obviously, because if not, I have 80 millions in the bank right now. So yeah, yeah, if you don't want to go for Haaland, I think that's perfectly fine. Honestly, on paper, it is not such an easy fixture against Crystal Palace away, so I get it. But if you're okay with that, if you're okay that if Haaland is going to score a hat trick, probably your season almost is going to be over in terms of ranks because a lot of people are going to captain Haaland. But yeah, um, nah, it's all good. We live and we learn. Captain Saka against the horrible Wolves team. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I think even if we know Salah would be playing, I would still be going Haaland. Personally, personally, I think that I would go Salah if I was sure he was going to play 90 minutes. But again, I'm also a Liverpool fan. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. Maybe again, it's also the thing that I want to go against the crowd a little bit. And also, guys, if you want to go against someone like Thiago with someone like Raul Jimenez, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that they are both similar in terms of the output. They are both on penalties. It's not such a big difference. It's just if someone like Thiago is going to score, and in if someone like Jimenez is going to blank, it just would feel terrible. But yeah, pretty much that's it. So yeah, let's say here Dango. Dango, Utara, and Thiago, I think that are pretty much locked in into my free. The same goes for Bukayo Saka. Other than that, it could really change a lot. It could really change a lot. So Timber, Luis Kelly, Saka, my triple up for from Arsenal. Thiago Raul Watkins could be an option. Ekitike, Isak could be here. I could even go for Isak instead of Raul Jimenez or something like that. Brighton, that is. Yeah, Haaland this season is just a monster, and Brighton is not that much of a better fixture than Palace. I feel like they play to the level of the opposition. Brighton are a good team. I agree. I agree. They are a good defense in general. It's just that maybe they are a little bit better because it's a fixture at Anfield for Liverpool. Uh, and yeah, pretty much that's it. You could say that obviously Man City are in a better moment than Liverpool, obviously. I'm not sure with double Chelsea defense, so right now I have Kelleher and Chaloba. Kinda like Semenyo, I have to risk Palmer. Not sure about Villa, but Rogers is tempting. Okay, again, yeah. Yeah, we talked all this stream about the free, and there are a lot of options you could go. Definitely, someone like Rogers could be an option. Semenyo, I don't know. I'm I think that I would rather just go for Mbeumo instead of Semenyo because he's playing at home. But I get you. If you have a gut feelings about Semenyo, Man United are not a great team defensively by any means. So I think that he could do something. It's just that when you have the possibility to go for someone like Dango, who's playing Leeds at home, to go for someone like Saka, obviously, or for even someone like Bruno Fernandes, who's playing at home against Bournemouth, going for Semenyo on a free, yeah, I don't know. It is okay. It is an okay fixture, but I'm not sure if I would necessarily target it. Um, so again, here I could go even for someone like Wirtz, who again he played just some minutes yesterday against Inter. I'm fully expecting Wirtz to start this game week, and at 8 millions, he's going to be a super differential, right? His ownership is 6%. Probably these are just players who left the game. I think from game week one. And with this formation, I have 5 good midfielders, 3 good strikers, and also 4 millions in the bank. So again, I could go for a Cucurella if I want to spend all my money or something like that. Yeah, with Haaland out, money is not a problem. Do you mind to take a look at my draft? Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. I'm also sad. If you wanted me to take a look at your draft, at your team, just send me on Twitter, on X, or if you just write it on the chat. Yeah, we're here to rate teams. We're here to discuss about. We're here obviously midweek to preview game week, each game week. Now this happens to be when my fleet is active. So sorry guys, I talked a lot about my fleet because I'm in such a big mess at the moment and I'm not sure how I'm going to go. But also, I think that we covered a lot of other topics. We discussed about the players you want to buy. Uh, Again, we're going to discuss also about that on my team selection, but uh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. But Semenyo was really close to points last games. Yeah, I had Semenyo in my team for the last 2, 3, 4 gamings, and because of Evan Nilsson, he blanked pretty much. Yeah, he was really unlucky. We were really unlucky to not get some Semenyo points, I would say, in the last few gamings. I think that he scored also against Chelsea, and it was offside or something like that. So yeah, uh, Wirtz is also great differential. Frit has to be quite differential. Yeah, I'm not sure how big. I'm open to go differential, but I'm just thinking maybe, am I just stupid to go against Erling Haaland? Am I just maybe have I just lost the plot or something like that? Maybe. Hi, Divim Bat. Why are you targeting Liverpool fixtures for free? Uh, Yeah, because I think that they're a good team. They have good players. Again, this is not my end product Freight. We just discussed here about different options. If you wanna go safe, I talked about a Freight, and I talked also about that. I'm not going to recommend to anyone to go against Erling Haaland. I'm just here trying to think how a team without Erling Haaland would look like, and again, I think that the fixture for Liverpool, if you're asking me why I'm targeting someone like Alexander Isak or Ekitike instead of Erling Haaland, is because I think that the fixture for Liverpool is better, a little bit, not that much. It is at home, and I want to kind of back a little bit against Manchester City in Game Week 16 when they play against Crystal Palace. I really think that Crystal Palace is not going to be an easy fixture for Man City, but again, could Haaland score 3 goals? Of course he can, right? He's a monster this game week, this season, sorry. So Divim, to answer your question, we're just trying to see how would it fit, right? To have some Liverpool players, because again, if we would be talking about in the start of the season, everybody would go 3 Liverpool players, right? In this fixture against Brighton, but now because obviously Liverpool are in a really bad shape, in a really bad form, and they are not. I don't know. They are a really unpredictable team. Nobody wants to have Liverpool players on their feet, right? So I get that. I get that. What about Cunha? Looked really good against Wolves and should have had much more points from that game. Yeah, but the same. It was against Wolves, who I think that were really really bad. Um, that's really really bad. Wolverhampton play really bad in that fixture. Now Cunha, I think that I would just go on Belmo because a lot of people are selling on Belmo at the moment, and I think that he's more secure than Cunha. Could we see a world when someone like Cunha is going to be on the bench? I think yes, and on a free, I'm just not sure if I want to take those risks. Saka triple captain next game week or Haaland next to next? I think that Haaland triple captain against West Ham at home is the best window to use the triple captaincy. But fair enough, Wolverhampton are really bad. If you want to use your triple captaincy on Bukayo Saka, that's perfectly fine. But what I want to say to you is that Bukayo Saka probably, regardless of how many minutes he's going to get tonight against Club Brugge in the Champions League, probably he's not going to get 90 minutes against Wolverhampton. And if you're okay with that, that's perfectly fine. Uh, but just don't be surprised because also it's going to be game state. If Arsenal are going to be 5-0 at halftime, yeah, of course Bukayo Saka is going to came off. If not, probably he's going to get more minutes. Uh, again, for a captaincy option, I would advise you to captain Saka. I think that this is a good opportunity to go against Erling Haaland. Triple captaincy, it really depends if you want to go against the crowd, because just remember, everyone probably who have their triple captaincy left is going to use it in Gameweek 17. So it really depends if you want to go against those people or not. Yeah, minutes was a concern. Yeah, probably. Now, again, 70 minutes, 80 minutes against Wolverhampton probably is going to be enough for Bukayo Saka to do something if it's going to happen. So, yeah, as a captain, I think that I'm going to captain in my team, of course, Bukayo Saka. But for the triple captaincy, we saw Erling Haaland. I used my triple captain on Haaland against Leeds. He blanked. He blanked also against Sunderland. So he blanked against this newly promoted side. Is there a chance he could blank against West Ham also? Maybe they are going to have three players on him all game. So yeah, obviously it could happen, but I think that he is the best captaincy option in Game 17 still. Posted is the comment on your tweet. Yeah, we're going to look at your team, not Nepo. Ben White is also interesting against Villa. He was going forward. Yeah, if Saliba is back, if Saliba, sorry, is not back and Timber is going to play as a center back, then I'm going to go for Ben White. But if Saliba is back, and I think that Timber is going to get into the side, let's see how Arsenal are going to line up tonight, and then you're going to decide. Basically, if Timber is going to play as a center back, I'm going to have Ben White and Lewis Kelly, probably because I want to have the full backs in the free. So yeah, Ben White a good possibility. I think just going Haaland to hedge your bets is smart, even if he scores a hat-trick is not a complete disaster if you are just not captaining him. Yeah, I agree. City are the best attack in the league by XG after all. Yeah, no surprise because they have Erling Haaland, so yeah, I agree. So yeah, makes a lot of sense to go for Haaland. But still, let's see how I'm going to end up. It's obviously super scary to go against Erling Haaland. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but I'm going to think a little bit about it at least. And what's your opinion on Divim? But probably, as I said before, I wouldn't recommend to anyone to go without Erling Haaland on the free. So yeah, if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to do it because I want to have some fun. I want to go super different. But honestly, I think that it makes a lot of sense to just have Haaland into your team and be safe with it. Now, let's move to your team, Yan. So this is your free. Timber Cash, Luis Kelly, great Sanchez. I like that you're going triple up on Aston Villa, so don't get me wrong. There aren't right or wrongs in this free in Game Week 16, but it makes a lot of sense if you're targeting a team like Fulham, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Brentford, to just go all in on those teams to catch the upside. Now again, Cash, Rodgers, Watkins are definitely the best trio you can have from Aston Villa. Sanchez in goal makes a lot of sense. Palmer, Saka, and Dango, yeah, really like your team. Now again, you're going against Thiago, which I'm not sure. Probably you can't afford, right? You can't afford to have Thiago instead of Raul Jimenez. But yeah, or maybe obviously you can afford Thiago probably if you're going to sell someone like Van de Ven to a cheaper defender, but probably you don't want to do that. So yeah, there are ways for you to accommodate Thiago, but probably you just don't want to do that, right? City are the best attack. Intention is to have Van de Ven as emergency auto sub. Yeah, but honestly, I just yeah, on this draft again, for me, I don't think that I would target Spurs because I can see Nottingham Forest scoring. Again, if you want to have a backup defender, probably I would just go for someone like Anderson, honestly, who's better also for defensive contributions than Van de Ven, and he also has a better picture. So yeah, this is just how I would go, probably as a backup. But again, if Van de Ven, fair enough, if he's going to score some goals again, then yeah, probably you're not going to need him anyway. So yeah, um, really good team. I'm not, I don't know, I'm not 100% convinced about Rogers and about Matty Cash because West Ham are, I don't know, West Ham are getting better a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Again, Matty Cash could score goals. We know that. Sadly for us, he's scoring goals just against Man City, against Arsenal, against the bigger oppositions. Hopefully, he can get some goals for you against West Ham away. Hopefully, that would be incredible. Uh, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I like that. I like that. Matty Cash makes the most sense for if you want to go for um, against with an Aston Villa defender. Matty Cash obviously makes the most sense. Semenyo, stay or go. Now, also, how do you plan of using your 5 free transfers? Good question. Good question. Yeah, let's just again. I'm going to reassess what I'm going to do with my 5 free transfers from next game week on, because in game week 16 I'm going to use my free, and in game week 17 this is how my team is going to look like. Yeah, this is how my team is going to look like. Probably gonna play Virgil van Dijk here against Tottenham, or maybe not. Let me just show you my team. So this is my team for game week 17. That's why I'm using my free in game week 16, because my team in 17 is looking great. Munoz, Lacroix, Mateta against Leeds away, Foden, Haaland against West Ham, Thiago against Wolverhampton, which is a nice fixture at the moment. And yeah, probably I'm going to have 5 free transfers in game week 17. Probably I'm going to sell Njae. I just need to figure it out which player I'm going to buy. And I need to figure it out if I want to sell Van Dijk. But I think that I'm going to keep Van Dijk just the because I want him for these fixtures basically, and I think that he's still a decent option for Wolverhampton and for Leeds. Back-to-back home games, game week 18, 19, and I'm pretty sure he's going to start all the games around Christmas, so he's a decent pick to keep. Now, again, if I want to have some money to upgrade elsewhere, yeah, I could sell Van Dijk, but as you can see, I have 2.2 or 2.3, I think, millions in the bank anyway. Uh, Now here, yeah, I'm going to sell Njae and maybe upgrade one of my defenders, Rodon or Alderete, to an Arsenal defender, something like that. Maybe a Saliba, maybe, or maybe I'm just going to wait to see when Gabriel is going to be back fit. So, yeah. Uh, Now, if you look at the midfielder in game week, I could go for Semenyo back, which I don't know. Burnley, Bramford, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Brighton. The fixtures are just not great long term, so I'm not sure if it's worth for me to just go for Semenyo for Burnley at home. But yeah, the fixture is great, so I could go for Semenyo, or I could go for Rice. I could go for Soboslai. So again, I'm going to sell Njay. Probably this is my plan. I don't want to use all of my transfers. The strategy would be to keep as many transfers as possible, to have 3, 4, 5 in any given week. Because again, I think that my team is looking all right. So let's say, I don't know, let's say I'm going to buy Soboslai, right? Against Tottenham away, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because if he's going to get a yellow card against Spurs away, he's not going to play against Wolverhampton. So probably I'm not going to do that. Let's say Rice and I don't know, another defender from Arsenal. I can't afford Timber, but maybe I can. Yeah, I can't afford Saliba also. So yeah, I'm going to need to see if Hinkapie is still going to be an option by this game week, or if I want to go for Bukayo Saka. So pretty much this is my strategy. I'm going to wait to see what's going to happen in game week 16 first. Maybe other things are going to emerge. So yeah, not a rush about that. I'm going to have 5 free transfers, so I'm going to deal with. Whoa, your normal team looks so similar to mine as well. Yeah, really happy that I bought Foden honestly before game week 15, because we're getting rich just by him rising in price. Hi, Simon Lee. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot. Hi. Really good to see you here and good evening. But going completely without Fulham players against Burnley seems wrong. Yeah. Yeah, even if I downgrade to Anderson, I still can't afford Thiago. Yeah, just probably if you downgrade to someone like Esteve, then maybe you can afford Thiago, not Nepo. What is your plan with Mateta? Mateta, again, if I'm not going to trust Mateta, probably I'm just going to sell him to Guyu and make some upgrades in midfield, in defense. Because at the moment, yeah, probably in Game Week 17, I'm not going to go for Thiago. I could go for an Ekitike or for an Isak, but probably not. Probably not in Game Week 17 against Spurs, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to see how many minutes he's going to get against Man City. If he's still if he's still likely to play, I think that I'm going to keep him against Leeds. I think that he's going to be some kind of a differential. Honestly, a lot of people sold him for good reasons. But yeah, I sold Mbeumo for Rice. Don't know what to do with Mateta and Minte. If you need to play Mateta against Man City, probably I would say that this is the best time to sell him to someone like Thiago if you don't have, or to even someone like Guyu. Minte, again, he's playing against Liverpool. It's not amazing to play Minte against Liverpool. If you want to sell him, perfectly fine. Just go for someone like Soboslai. Are you considering three playing forwards? Uh, at the moment, no, because, yeah, I mean, if there are going to be some good forwards, then yes. But at the moment, it's just Haaland and Thiago for me. Uh, Someone like Voldemort, I'm never going to trust with the minutes now that Wisa is also back. Ekitike, Isak, some problems between them. No one of them is going to play 90 minutes every game week. Maybe they are also not on penalties and they are really expensive. Uh, Raul Jimenez is just a short-term pick, I think, and I'm just not going to go there probably in Game Week 17. And other strikers, yeah, I'm not going to go for Gyökeres. At the moment, I'm not considering playing with three strikers, but because in midfield, I think that we have more options at the moment. So that's why if I'm going to sell Mateta, I'm going to sell him for Guyu or for an Alexander Isak, something like that. Because, yeah. Also, guys, sneak peek. Also, I prepared some emojis. Um, obviously, if you really want to support the channel and if you want to join the memberships, but a sneak peek to some emojis you can have on the stream. I have planned a bench boost for Game Week 18, so I can't downgrade Mateta for a 4.2 million forward, and I'm having doubts on Jimenez. Thoughts on Ekitike or Bone instead? I think that if you want to go for Jimenez for the next three, is perfectly fine. He's going to be a short-term punt. Again, I think that Raul Jimenez is a really good pick for Game Week 16. If you want a bench boost, so yeah, if you want a bench boost in Game Week 18. Now, Fulham are going to play against West Ham in Game Week 18, so I would just go probably Jimenez, honestly, because he should be having good minutes until Christmas. I think Rodrigo Muniz is not going to be back probably yet. Thoughts on Ekitike or Bone? Yeah, Bone is also a nice option. Bone is also a nice option, short term, I think, for the next four. And Ekitike, again, he's a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to go super different, I think that Ekitike is fine. Because at the moment, because of so many injuries, because of the Mohamed Salah situation, Liverpool pretty much have to play with Ekitike and Isak. So he's going to get some minutes, I think, loads of minutes. Could he be benched in some games? Yeah, for sure. So if you want to go safe, just go for Bone probably or Raul Jimenez, Simon Lee. So yeah. All right, guys. yeah, I think that we covered a lot of things about Gaming 16. Thanks a lot for every one of you for joining me on this stream. I think that we're going to end it here. Let's see how the teams are going to line up in the Champions League, mostly Arsenal, because that's going to impact us a little bit in FPL. Thanks again a lot for joining me on stream. Really appreciated. Make sure you check my videos, also my content. My team selection is going to be uploaded tomorrow, I think, evening, something like that. So make sure you check also my team selection if you enjoy my content. If you enjoy this stream, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. And also at the end, I want to thank every one of you again for making memberships possible. If you missed that part, we unlocked memberships. I unlocked memberships thanks to you. And yeah, all my content is free, but if you want to support a little bit more the channel, and also have some emojis, some badges, it would be really much appreciated, and it really means a lot. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. I'm going to make also that run stream on Saturday, so don't worry about that. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Thanks a lot, Not Nepo. Thanks a lot, Simon Lee. Are you coming for the deadline? Yeah, every game week I'm doing a deadline stream, Not Nepo. So yeah, if you're new to this channel, yeah, I'm going to wait to see you on the deadlines. Feel free to join. I really hope that you're going to join, and yeah, we can talk a little bit more about how my final feed is going to look like for Gameweek 16. So yeah, we're making deadline streams every game week on this channel, and also midweek streams, but where we have also some guests. But that's not happening every time because yeah, not everybody has the time to come in on my channel, and it's also a lot of work to prepare a joint stream. Good night, mate. Good night, Simon Lee. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. Divim Bot26, thanks a lot for joining the stream. Thanks for your insights. You really underrated. Good day. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your kind words. Hopefully, yeah, my advices are going to help you a little bit. Radian Braum. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Good night. Have a nice evening, and I'm going to see you tomorrow with my team selection. Bye.